Future has always been uncertain, isn't it? You may feel the uncertainty, the quality, so to speak, stronger, when we are going through a difficult time. But if you really think about it, future, for all our life, throughout our life, if you think about the future, it has always been uncertain, isn't it? We can expect something or we can project something, but it's always been uncertain. The future is always uncertain, That's the beauty of the future, isn't it? If the future is kind of like certain and set in stone, then that's like the past. So it's not that much fun, so to speak. The fun part comes from being uncertain. I'm sorry if it's not the right thing to say, but actually it is quite interesting, right? Future being uncertain is quite exciting, and it gives us a lot of opportunity. If the future is not uncertain, there's not much opportunities. First thing we need to do is identify the fear or anxiety. So how do we do that? When anxiety or fear of uncertainty arise, be aware of it as soon as it begins to surface in your mind, right, in your thought process. Try to be aware of that. Kind of like, what do you call it? Spot it. And then try to gently calm that thought. That thought of uncertainty or anxiety by first labeling it, like we do in the meditation. Label it, right? And say, I have a thought of uncertainty. I have a feeling of anxiety, right? I experience this feeling of anxiety, right? I have this thought of uncertainty, right? Like that, label it. And when we label and look at it, then many of these thoughts are not rational thoughts, there are many thoughts coming and mix, and they try to intensify our fear of uncertainty, intensify our fear of the future, So first, label it, right? And then next, what do we do in this process is try to see clearly how we are projecting so many things towards the future. How many things we are projecting. How many of these thoughts are just like, random or unrelated thoughts, right? Mixed together and making it more intense and fearful, right? You try to see that. Just try to see that clearly. Okay? So that's the first thing, right? First thing, to identify the fear in this way, right? Try to see it clearly. And the second thing we can try is to relax your mind in that moment. Take a deep breath and try to relax and try to stay positive, So you can use any methods of relaxing with breath or relaxing with anything that will not be connected to these thoughts and feelings, okay? Something else. Anything, that will bring positive experience of your mind, right? Even meditation. Of course, meditation is the best if we can do that. That's my biased thinking. Relax your mind. Yeah. That's the second thing, okay? And the third thing we can try here to work with this sense of anxiety and fear of uncertainty is to connect with wisdom, so to speak. Connect with wisdom of, this is a specific wisdom, not just a general wisdom. Connect with the wisdom of what you don't know. This is my crazy thinking. Yeah. Take a little time. Take a little time and reflect on what you know for sure and what you don't really know about future, right? Very important. Specific thing like future. What you know and what you don't know. Make it very clear. Wisdom, discriminating awareness, right? Make it clear what we know for sure and what we don't really know, right? It's very clear, right? It's your mind. You know what you know and you know what you don't know, right? You don't have to ask anyone. And so make that very clear, okay? Especially what you don't really know part, okay? Not knowing part. And then, knowing what we don't know is the great wisdom, right? I've always been saying that. Knowing what we don't know is a wisdom, isn't it? And so, therefore, here, bring together all the facts, right? If you have a problem discerning, then bring some more like a reasoning, rational mind, all the facts, right, together and make a list of things, that you know for sure. It's going to be absolutely bad in the future, or for sure it's going to be absolutely good, whatever, make a list, with reasoning, with logic, with facts, with rational mind. List of things, you don't know, you list of things you don't know. And then when you look at it, then it becomes very clear, right? Very clear. We don't need to really kind of freak out about the uncertainty, so to speak. If you look at clearly in this way, we have always functioned this way until now, isn't it? If we have a healthy mind, we've always functioned this way. And so don't get this kind of, unfavorable condition that the world is experiencing right now to overwhelm you, right? We already have the great wisdom. And so try to spot, as many thoughts as possible that are not based on knowledge, and make a list that are not based on knowledge or reasoning or rational mind. Make a list. And then when these thoughts come up, it's easy. You say, oh, these thoughts have no basis, right? And then you can really worry about those few on the list that maybe make sense, and that is okay. We should worry about that and try to fix it, no problem with that, right? And the last thing I want to say, the fourth point, so to speak, is be positive, right? Try to stay positive by seeing the positive side of things, how this maybe unfavorable condition can bring a positive result, And sometimes unfavorable conditions we experience, we don't have a control, right? It happens, and it has happened already sometimes. And then now what we're left with is how we can use it for a positive cause,